Are you happy to call yourself British?
Yeah, I think being British is good.
Okay.
When people call me English, I don't like that.
Right. Of
Because
course.
I'm just not English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Scotland's cool. Northern Ireland's cool. Ireland's cool.
You're cutting out one out there. Named literally every single place.
I think the Celtic boys should stick together.
Basically, everyone hates England.
And that's kind of
Yeah, which is kind of the thing, you know.
I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm Thai actually.
Guy and I have the benefit to switch whenever we want.
yeah. I can switch when it's convenient.
Yeah.
When England are doing well in like the World Cup or Euros, I'm like, all right, I'm English actually.
I'm English as fuck.
Well, I mean, you must do that with French, right?
Oh, all the
You
time,
must play I'm French.
Oh, 100%.
When is that beneficial?
What, being Welsh?
No, being French. Zing.
No, during the World Cup, I'm a hardcore. During the
Right.
Olympics, I'll be a hardcore French fan until like
America starts just winning everything.
Yeah, then I'm
Yeah.
like back to America. Hey, I'll tell you when it came in handy is during the debates here in America, the presidential debates. I'm French that day.
I mean, Europe is also having their own.
Yeah.
It's also not going.
No,
great.
they are having some political turmoil there.
Yeah, whenever I see the tweets about being like, "Wow, I'm moving to Europe. Fuck this whole American bullshit." I'm like, "You clearly don't know what's going on."
You got to look into that.
I'm like, "You know who's coming to power in all these countries?"
Yeah, it's
Scary.
like France protesting. Are they rioting this time? Are they going through another revolution?
Well, they protest all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear they've been protesting about the age of retirement for like 19 years.
Yeah, it works though.
I know it works because I mean, people are gonna vote, right?
Yeah, they got that shit down. They have a 7-hour workday.
That is what the thing about retirement though is like it's such a hard one, right? Because how do you deal with just the population getting older? Like if people just live longer, it is
Borrow
tough.
money. Let the
Borrow
next generation
money.
figure it out.
That's the current plan. That's the
And it's worked for a generation.
but they're like
not my problem.
only one generation. Like
It's like, sorry,
because
son.
in Japan, I mean, that's why it's like a fucking huge issue. They're like, why are you living till 95 consistently? This is
Yeah.
genuinely like too much.
Yeah, the combo of people having way better medicine
Yeah.
to have their kids live
Right.
birth
Yeah.
and then also live way longer
Yeah.
for a population boom it's going to be devastating for, I mean, kind of us,
Yeah.
but more so our children.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
we're
guess
going
you
to see the tail end of it. And
Yeah.
yeah. Be like,
Yeah.
peace out from
Not
the
my
world,
problem.
baby.
Yeah, because like I don't think the solution is like make 80-year-olds work. Like I don't think that's beneficial. But I don't know what you like.
I don't know what to
No
do,
one
you
seems
know?
to know what to do.
Yeah.
There's
Are we
only
good?
There's
Are
only
we-
so many taxi drivers in Japan.
I'm gonna make a
We don't need
podcast
any
talking
more.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, literally. Like, we don't have any more jobs. Well, there's only so many jobs where we can have a guy outside of a parking lot go like this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's only how many of these jobs do we have?
Like, how hard is it to follow the curve?
Dude, I know, right?
We get that finance YouTuber to sit down with like Japan.
They'll be like, right, so you get
So what's your
$200 a
yearly
month, and oh wow, you only spend 150. Actually, I think you're good. Yeah, actually, this is
Good.
You got great
balancing.
credit score.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I think the pensioners in Japan don't spend a whole lot. I think they don't. They don't.
They
need
just-
much,
they don't
so
know how
just
to.
buy. Yeah, I don't.
You know?
I think if you gave an elderly Japanese man like 100 bands, I don't think he would do
Yeah,
much with it. I think he would just kind of be like, all
He'd
right.
be like, oh, groceries for a while, I guess.
I think his lifestyle
Forever.
wouldn't change much. They have a really good Japanese TV show, which I love watching. I have no idea when it's on, though.
Which one?
Where, I don't know what the show's called. They will literally just go to a station and ask a Japanese person, hey, can I just like come home and see what you do for the day?
Oh, yes.
And they'll just like go to his house, see what he does in his free time.
Just day in the life of a random.
It's really fun.
Day in the life of
citizen.
a random
Yeah,
dude.
because most of the old dudes, when they do it, they're like, all right, I'm going to the bathhouse. And they'll go to the bathhouse, take the camera in.
This
which
must
is-
be pre-film, like pre-planned.
I don't think
right?
so. I think a lot of these TV, it's kind of crazy because when you're us and we're trying to film stuff, the amount of permissions we have to go through is insane. But when you're a well-established Japanese TV network, it seems like you can just rock up to places and people will just let you film.
Yeah, it's all the trust system. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, most of the people you need
Like-
permission from are of the older generation that watch these kinds of
Like
shows.
they just pulled up to a bathhouse and
Yeah.
just started filming, which is
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Which
Actually,
So,
you
like,
might be
everyone
right.
get the fuck out, we're filming.
yeah, but I know for a fact because I've seen that like when we go to restaurants, we have to go through a whole permission thing to do it. if they have like Degawa, who's like a really big personality, like one of the big comedians, he rocks up to places with the crew and they're all just like, come on in. Yeah, like do it. Like
I think this became a problem because I don't remember which Japanese network. I think it might have been NHK.
Yeah.
But they did that in America with Shohei. They filmed his house.
Oh, it was Fuji TV.
Yeah, Fuji TV. Yeah,
Fuji
they
TV.
filmed his house with like
Yeah.
a drone and they like posted it on like television. And
which
then
is
you don't
crazy.
do that in America, right? You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dox somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because doxing someone in America is way different than doxing someone in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Japan, you're like, cool house. Here, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
SWAT team's coming. And so they got banned from using any of Shohei's footage, which is crazy.
Which is devastating because I want to say like at least every day there's like an hour or two of Shohei Ohtani news.
Really?
Dude, I go to the gym and they always play the news. It's just Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
It's
he's
literally,
treated like a god.
dude. They'll literally just they'll have someone standing outside of their practice every day, just watching him. And
I mean,
commentating.
he's the best player in baseball, and if he has a long career, will retire the GOAT.
yeah. What do you make of the whole? Well, first, okay, a couple of questions about that.
Are you talking about how Ippei screwed him over and has tarnished his legacy in some way?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
It just it's a scam and a fraud against my King Shohei.
Okay. Just wanted to get that.
I've talked to actually many of my friends who are like semi into sports or baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
They all think Ippei's taking the fall.
Yeah, so that was one thing that I found really interesting is that in Japan.
So do you want to explain to me the controversy?
Okay, sorry.
Because
So I would just assume because
Who
living
the hell is
in
Ippei?
Japan, it was fucking impossible to not see anything.
This is
about
huge.
it.
Yeah, no.
story,
I know some
So-
things about it, but I haven't had the
Explain to
entire
the
breakdown
audience
of
and
it.
me.
You can correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is that some weird thing came out where they were like, "Wow, it looks like Shohei Ohtani was gambling like millions of dollars on his own."
Who he
games.
has like the transfer record for like the most expensive player, correct?
Yeah, so Shohei
In
Ohtani
baseball.
had a contract. What
He's
was,
the GOAT, dude. Okay, so he's one of the only people in baseball who can pitch and hit home run dingers. Like
Yeah.
Babe Ruth. And nobody's done it since Babe Ruth.
and he had a contract that was worth like $700
$700 million.
Yeah.
over the course of
10 years.
10 years. Yeah, so quite a long time.
Which is insane. It's like
Yeah.
the highest contract in
Yeah,
baseball
that's
history.
Incredible. And he basically, I don't know how it all broke, but essentially, initially it was weird because the thing that was so strange about the story was that initially it broke from his interpreter's story, which was that apparently there was some accused of fraud, that he was gambling his money. And then Shohei said, no, that's not what happened at all. And then it went back to, oh, no, he did spend his money. So the interpreter took Shohei Ohtani's money and gambled it on his games.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Which is a
found
big
that
no-no.
it was found that his
Yeah.
translator, his name's Ippei,
Yeah, Ippei.
was gambling.
Yeah.
And then they looked into that and they're like, you can't gamble. And then it was found that was not only gambling, but gambling with Shohei's
Shohei
money.
Yeah.
And then people were like, okay, is he gambling with Shohei's money, with Shohei's knowledge?
Yeah.
Because that is a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And to be clear, he was gambling, I think in total across several years, he had taken like $19 million
Yeah, it was something insane.
from Shohei's account.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if it was, I think it was dollars, not yen. I'm pretty sure it was $19 million.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was in like the...
Which is crazy. And so then everyone thinks like, okay, there's not a single universe that a human would not realize $19 million has left their account. True. Shohei must have known about this and been involved in some way.
Right.
That's the anti-Shohei thought. The other one is that, hey, he's just really rich, loves baseball, and his wife. Can you blame a man for not looking at the finances?
Yeah.
I can sympathize a little bit, because we have like a Japanese account, and I don't look at it that much because it's all in Japanese, and
Yeah.
I just look at it occasionally. So I mean, if fraud happened, I probably wouldn't notice for like a day or two.
I'd be like, as long as it's not zero. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would notice if 19 million went, but I don't have 700 million, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
afford it.
yeah.
It's
Actually, way more.
I'll read it from an article.
Okay,
Sure.
so from an article,
Yeah, so it says Mizuhara placed around 19,000 bets, winning over 142 million,
142 million.
losing around 183 million.
Wow.
Oh, so he
Wow.
lost 40 mil.
Total loss of 41.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's no way he would have. I mean, obviously he has access to that money because he was interpreting for him. But
Yeah.
again, I think the situation was very. There was a lot of questions that were left unanswered, but it was really interesting from the Japanese perspective seeing it all play out because
I'm assuming they're all on Shohei's side and they're all
Absolutely.
apologists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course
because they
they
just
are.
want Shohei
Yeah.
to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
well, because I think he is, for lack of better terms, probably like the most famous person in Japan.
I think so.
And
I think which is crazy.
Yeah.
And what's also insane is that everywhere around Japan, every brand is ambassadored by Shohei. Like banks have Shohei banks, and then like every product you'll see will have Shohei on it, and you're like, how much are these pay?
Dude, he must be closing in on $1 billion.
So when it all came out, it was really interesting seeing everyone, at least the Japanese side, immediately jump on it's all Ippei's fault. It's all Ippei's fault, and not
Yeah.
really questioning. Whereas there was a lot of more, I feel like nuance into the situation on the American side, where they were trying to figure out like something's not right here. Like this doesn't add
Right.
up. Like this,
Yeah.
this is not easy cut and dry. But I think in terms of in Japan, it's just a case.
I mean,
out of cut and
I'm,
dry.
I'm sure a lot of people want to be on Shohei's side because obviously
you
with him
want to as
making
well,
this,
right? You
yeah,
want
yeah,
to,
yeah.
yeah.
There's got to be a lot of national pride, as
Absolutely,
with
yeah.
any huge, local star that gets like international fame.
Also, it doesn't fit the character that he's demonstrated that people know him for.
Yeah.
Because like he gives to a lot of like local schools where he's from.
Yeah.
And like I
He
think even the
famously
fact
didn't like spend a lot of money.
and also like hid the fact that he had like a girlfriend and wife.
Yeah.
Which I think is like it creates basically a character of a person that you would not think is secretly trying to gamble millions of
right.
dollars.
Also, when he got married, he announced in his statement, he was like, I'm married to a natural Japanese woman or something. It was
What
really
does that mean?
He was trying to basically say that, like, I think, because if it had come out he'd married and he hadn't married a non-Japanese person, I think a lot of the Japanese people would be pissed off.
Bit of a
Hey, don't
scandal.
worry, I'm not
Yeah.
poisoning the well.
I-
I'm keeping it pure, guys.
I think
Please
they would've
don't
been a bit
sponsor me.
annoyed. Yeah, and then also there was like Japan loved that as well because his wife was seen wearing a lot of Uniqlo stuff,
Right.
Which they were like, wow, she's so inspirational. She's wearing like something that's like $30.
She's
just
so
like-
humble. Still
Yeah,
shops
yeah,
at
yeah.
Uniqlo.
You know,
Just
'cause
like
that's-
us.
I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of the Japanese mentality is to like,
Dude, that'd
be
be
humble.
imagine the American version of that. It's like I'm dating a Western European immigrant, natural Western European.
Never even left the States.
Yeah, reading that, you're like, this is kind of crazy that you have to preface.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously, like, that is something that is cared about. I mean, it's really interesting being like there in Japan, watching all of this and seeing both sides. If I go on Twitter or whatever, I see the American side, and just
Yeah.
live in Japan, you just see. But dude, it's endless. The amount of news coverage, it's nonstop.